Hello all. Let us continue our discussion on the methodologies used for system development. In our previous video, we have talked about the waterfall model, and we also said that in the waterfall model there is a slight modification, and the V model has come into usage. So let us talk about the V model, which is also part of the waterfall model. This is the V model. So the V model basically has all the steps that is associated with the waterfall model, except that there is a clear definition on the kind of testing that need to be done as a part of the system. Now, how and what are linked as a part of this V model is basically, you can see here, this is a V where the process starts with analysis and planning, and then it goes till acceptance testing. So starts with this and ends with acceptance testing. So the section you see on the left is called a design and development phase, whereas on the section on the right is called testing and integration phase. So what is so important about this V model is that the design and development phase is strongly linked to the testing and integration phase. Because example, if you see here, as we start with analysis and planning of a project, we also define an acceptance criteria. So this acceptance criteria is such a way that it states all the features, specifications that need to be met as a part of the system. So now if a particular company has to release a product to production, the entire acceptance criteria has to be met. So that is being defined at analysis and planning phase itself. So how it helps us is we know what need to be there in the system and what need to be tested, and in order to in order for the product to be qualified, what are all the acceptance criteria. So a very important inclusion actually. And then once the analysis and planning is done, we come to the system level design. System level design includes a high level design where we have a system test plan in place, and this system test plan includes all the features that need to be tested at the system level. So this again is strongly linked to the system level testing. And then post the system level design, there is architecture level design. Architecture level design is more of defining the block diagram and related sections. So this is also called a high level design, and this high level design is linked to integration testing at the testing level using the integration test plan. So system test plan has we will go back one level above. System test plan has the things which need to be tested at a system level. Example, if we have a mobile, example, a mobile is a product. So if you see a mobile, the important thing at a system is the mobile has to make calls, the mobile has to get charged. So these are all basically at a higher level, and we can say kind of treat this mobile as a black box and see what are all the inputs, outputs. So those are part of this system test plan. We will talk in detail in the next videos regarding that. And then integration test plan is more of integrating all the features of the product. Example, at a board level, if we see different interfaces, we write code for them, and then we try to see if they are working together or not. So all the integration related features at hardware, mechanical, and then the electrical circuitry and the firmware, all these would be part of this integration test plan. So this integration test plan would be made at a level where we do high level design, so that during the high level design we know what are all the blocks that come in and what need to be done with respect to the hardware, firmware and the mechanical. So this through integration test plan is strongly linked to the integration testing. And then the next level is the modular level. Module level is like the low level design. So low level design involves designing of individual blocks which example, if you take a UART to RS-232 conversion to give a RS-232 levels from a board. So this involves talking over TTL levels from the microcontroller to the RS-232 transceiver, and then the output goes to the RS. So this is a simple low level design which is involved. So we test this by saying this is the baud rate, this is the data rate. So that kind of unit test plan is to be written, and this is linked to unit level testing. So the module level testing is linked to unit level testing. So once the system level design, architecture level design, and then module level design is completed, we move to the coding or the schematic design, so which is a physical implementation of all the high level or low level designs that is done at the previous level. And once that is done, we move to the testing. So testing and integration phase, as we said, involves unit level testing. That means preliminary tests that need to be done, and then integration testing, which involves integrating the hardware and the firmware, and if at all any software applications are involved, and then goes to the system level testing, and then the acceptance criteria. So all these, if you see the input, the starting phase of the project and ending phase of the project are strongly linked. One main point we have to see here is everything is done by documentation. Example, if you see analysis and planning, you must have an acceptance criteria document. If you are having a system level design, you must have a system test plan. If you are in architecture level design, you must have integration test plan. So every level should be produced, completed, and its completion criteria is a documentation which is output. So strong focus is on documentation in the waterfall model is what we can say. Hope it is clear to you. Please post any questions if you have. Hope you are following this, and most of the guys in the real world, many of the companies do have a single test plan and single design level here instead of these levels, and then directly they move to the design. So even that is acceptable if your system is at a very low level, but if your system is huge and complex, it is better we segregate it into different modules and then follow this entire structure, so that the quality product can be given out, and one-time pass would be achieved. Hope we made some of the things clear to you. Please let us know your suggestions and comments. Please subscribe and like our channel. Thank you.